All right, and then I would make a motion to authorize Carlisle Wortman to apply for the Planning Connection Communities Grant at a cost not to exceed $5,000. And we're hoping less.
I do anticipate less. It was a number that, just from experience with other communities, the really complicated ones get up to that level. I don't think this would approach that level, but again, that would be the not to exceed.
I will second that.
Yeah. Okay, roll call.
All right, let's see. Adams,
Yes.
Burek,
Yes.
Giffer,
Yes.
Yazzie,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Praying,
Yes.
and I'm gonna go ahead and follow the vote. Say yes.
Thank you very
All
much.
right, thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for coming.
Dave, have you got something for the fire chief?
He's not over here, do you want to go to the mic? Gonna say no?
Yeah.
So if you want, you just roll the chair up here and do it from here if you want. If it works. Okay.
Okay. For the month of May, we had 47 fire department responses. Building lost $10,000 of a small alarm. Cost recovery $5. Burning permit issued were 27. We mutual aid responses received from Ypsilanti Township. Training for the month, animal bites, training, trauma, engine pumping operation, tanker transfer, public education with Lincoln School event day. Those are pretty much statistics. On that Lincoln School event day, we did have a child over at the middle school we believe went into respiratory and cardiac arrest, and the guys were at the Burke Elementary School, made a quick response, and he lived. So that was kind of a stellar thing for us for the month for the guys, and they did an awesome job over at the school, so that kind of makes it all worth it.
Good job. All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve fire chief's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that brings us to the first reading of the ordinance. So, ordinance number 2025-02, an ordinance to amend the township zoning ordinance and map. Section 1, the zoning ordinance and map of the township shall be amended such that the properties known as Augusta Development Corp. T2032-200-010, T2032-100-008, T2032-400-001, T2032-400-012, T2032-400-013, T2032-300-014, T2032-300-013 be rezoned from AR Agricultural Residential to GI General Industrial. This severability, this ordinance and the various parts, sections, and clauses thereof are hereby declared to be severable. If any part, sentence, paragraph, section, or clause is adjudged unconstitutional or invalid, it is hereby provided the remainder of the ordinance shall not be affected thereby. All ordinances or proportions of this ordinance in conflict or inconsistence with the ordinance are hereby repealed to the extent of such inconsistency or conflict. The effective date, the ordinance shall become effective 7 days after its publication following the final adoption or its required by law. Following its introduction, publication prior to the final adoption. All right, so I would make a motion to approve the first reading, posting, publication, and subsequent final adoption of the proposed ordinance 2025-02 to amend the township zoning ordinance and map.
I'll second.
Who got it?
Keith.
Keith?
All right, Adams,
Yes.
Burek,
Yes.
Gifford,
Yes.
Yazzie,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Praying,
Yes.
Wallace, yes.
Okay. And then we are going to the elections. So we have been talking about this for several months now. we're going to consolidate, well, we had our planning commission meeting and the planning commission, or not planning commission, the election commission meeting. Yes, and the election commission approved both resolutions. Their first resolution is to consolidate precincts 2 and 3. So this means we'll have, and this can happen because they changed the amount of people per precinct that was allowable. So, and we didn't know where we were gonna be able to have the elections because we were having some problems with our previous location. So that's why we decided to consolidate. So, I have included the meeting minutes with the approval from the election commission. So the draft resolution number 2025-15. At a special meeting of the Augusta Charter Township Board of Election Commissioners of Augusta Charter Township, Washtenaw, County of Washtenaw, State of Michigan, was held at the Augusta Charter Township Hall, 8021 Talladega Road, Whitaker, Michigan, 48190 on June 12, 2025 at 12:30 p.m. Roll call present was Clerk Kimberly Gonzi, Trustee Stephanie Crane, Trustee Linda Adams, Deputy Clerk Belinda Adams, Election Manager Belinda Domas, I called her Adams, Belinda Domas. Election Manager Michael Bartley, absent none. Whereas Section 116-1954, XXV 111, I should know what that number is. Election precincts of the Michigan Election Law, Public Act 116 of 1954, MCL 168.654 to 168.661 provides for township election commissions to divide, rearrange, or consolidate election precincts. And whereas Augusta Charter Township currently has 3 precincts, each precinct has the following number of voters. Precinct 1 has 2,181. Precinct 2 had 1,882, and Precinct 3, 2,327. A map is attached showing the existing boundaries of all precincts. Whereas all precinct changes must be approved by the local commission, election commission, and the board of trustees. And whereas the Augusta Charter Township Election Commission has determined that consolidating Precinct 2 and Precinct 3 is appropriate. Whereas Senate Bill 374, as enacted, Public Act 267, completed on December 15th of 2023, changes the precinct size to 4,999 active registered voters, making the consolidation appropriate. A map is attached showing the new precinct boundaries. Precinct 1 will have 2,181 registered voters, and Precinct 2 will have 4,209 registered voters. The new Precinct 2 allows for 790 new voters before reaching the 4,999 maximum voter per precinct. Now therefore be it resolved, the Augusta Charter Township Election Commission hereby directs the township clerk to consolidate Precinct 2, 1,882 voters, map attached, with Precinct 3, 2,327 voters, map attached, into Precinct 2, 4,209 voters. A map of both the old precincts and the new precincts have been provided, reviewed, and approved. Be it further resolved that a certified copy of the resolution be forwarded to Washtenaw County and State of Michigan Bureau of Elections. Resolution declared adopted, and it was adopted unanimously by the Election Commission. And so now I bring it to the board for approval. So I will make a motion to approve Resolution 25-15 to approve the consolidation of precincts 2 and 3.
Second.
Adams, second.
Okay.
Roll call Adams,
Yes.
Burek,
Yes.
Gipper,
Yes.
Gonzi,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Crane, Waller, yes.
All right. So it's right down the middle. Whitaker Road, straight down through the district. West of Whitaker is Precinct 1, east of Whitaker is Precinct 2. So it's keeping it pretty simple. And this is the way it was years ago before they had Precinct 3. Okay, now we're moving on. We have been graciously recepted to have our elections at the Willis Baptist Church. We tried, and this is what we've talked about several times here at the meetings, we've tried to work with the school to figure out a way to have it in a location here, and that wasn't gonna work out. So Willis Baptist has offered it in the past, and they have once again offered to allow us to have them there. So that, this is resolution number 2025-16. At a special meeting of the Augusta Charter Township Board of Election Commissioners of Augusta Charter Township, County of Washtenaw, State of Michigan, was held at Augusta Charter Township Hall, 8021 Talladega Road, Whitaker, Michigan, 48190, on June 12, 2025, at 12:30 p.m. Roll call was present, Clerk Gonzi, Trustee Preen, Trustee Adams, Deputy Clerk Gomez, Election Commissioner Bartley. Absent none. Polling places are the physical location where voters should appear to vote in person on election day. Whereas Augusta Charter Township had 3 voting precincts and 1 polling location as established in 2021, the resolution 2021-24, and whereas the arrangement of township election precincts is governed by the Michigan Election Law, MCL 168-654-661, and whereas all Augusta Charter Township precinct changes must be approved by the local election commission and the board of trustees. And whereas St. Joseph Catholic Church Family Center at 9425 Whitaker Road, Ypsilanti, Michigan, 48197, has hosted all of Augusta Township precincts and elections for the past 4 years. Whereas effective January 1st of 2025, St. Joseph Catholic Church Family Center did not renew the lease agreement with Augusta Charter Township. Whereas Willis Baptist Church at 8687 Bunton Road, Willis, Michigan, 48191, has entered into a lease agreement to lease space to Augusta Charter Township to host all precinct elections through December 31st of 2028. Now therefore be it resolved, the Augusta Township Election Commission hereby directs the township clerk to establish Willis Baptist Church as the new polling location for all precincts, effective immediately. Be it further resolved that a certified copy of the resolution be forwarded to Washtenaw County Election and State Michigan Bureau of Elections. It was unanimously voted in by the Election Commission, and now I'm bringing it to the board. So I would make a motion to approve Resolution 2516 to establish the new polling place location in Augusta Charter Township.
Second.
Thank
All right.
you.
Adams,
Yes.
Burek,
Yes.
Giffer,
Yes.
Guanxi,
Yes.
Yes.
Green, Waller, is a yes, and Brand.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Okay, did you,
It's a good thing to note too, that the community is actually growing to the point where we need to stop having meetings. Community's starting to grow to the point where we need to stop borrowing places that conduct our business. So within the near future, this is all off the note a little bit, but in the near future, everyone that's in here that voice their concerns about development and building need to realize that we're at the point now of growth where we need to have our own facility to conduct our business. So here within, I mean, you may think it's something or not, but they charge us $50 an hour to be here. Okay, so and that's just an outgoing cost that we don't need. Now we're hunting places for election. So within the near future, we need to put our own place up and start putting some thought into that. Go ahead and finish up.
so this is about the Washtenaw County Road Commission, third agreement. Did you want to say anything about it, Mike, or?
No, Trevor asked me about it today, I told him we were going that tonight, so.
Okay, okay. So I would make a motion, so the agreement is, let me just read this real quick. Agreement, maybe for an introduction. Augusta Township desires to that certain improvements be made upon our local roads in the Township of Augusta, and whereas proper authority is provided to the parties of the agreement under the provisions in Act 51 and Public Acts 1951 as amended. It is now therefore agreed that Washtenaw County Road Commission will accomplish the improvements as specified herein, all in accordance with the standards of the Board of the Washtenaw County Road Commission. It is further agreed that Augusta Township shall pay Washtenaw County for the actual project cost incurred for the project, and it is further agreed that Washtenaw County Road Commission will submit an invoice to the township on July 1st, 2025 for 50% of the estimated project cost. Following project completion and final accounting of the project cost, Washtenaw County Road will submit the final invoice for the actual remaining unpaid costs. The final invoice shall provide supporting detail and information which reasonably identifies the actual project cost incurred by the county. The township agrees to remit payment within 30 days from the receipt of the invoice. This is for Tuttle Hill Road, Willis Road to Bemis Road. Work to include shaping the existing surface and the application of 4 inches of 23A limestone CIP, approximately 2,700 tons, with associated dust control and project's restoration. The estimated total cost of the project is $67,000. And this is money that we have left in our agreement that we made earlier, but this road project was not included in that agreement. So we already have the money in the GL. The funds will come from GL 101446935, our maintenance general repairs. So I would make a motion to approve the Washtenaw County Road Commission's third agreement to repair Tuttle Hill, Willis Road to Bemis, and not to exceed $67,000, with the funds coming out of GL 101446935 road maintenance general repair.
Who's second?
Second.
Adams,
Yes.
Burek,
Yes.
Gipper,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Rain,
Yes.
Waller, yes.
Okay, and then we have the solar ordinance first reading at our last meeting.
We're gonna start on that right away too. Next week, they're gonna start tearing burn off, probably gonna start working on it.
Oh,
So,
great.
That's what Trevor told me today, so. Gonna get, people that live on Total Hill between Willis and Bemis, so we can get a little bit of love for a while.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right, so this is several pages, and I know that the,
You don't have to read the whole thing.
no,
But I know
we,
they wanna look at it, they can look at it on the,
yeah, it's online,
yeah,
and it is quite extensive. The planning commission did do a good job on
you
that.
have to be out of here by 9 o'clock.
Okay, motion to approve the second reading, posting, publication, and final adoption of ordinance 202501 to amend the Augusta Township zoning ordinance, section 6.25, large solar energy systems, section 6.26, wind energy system, and section 2.2, definitions.
Who's second?
Second.
All right, Adams,
Yes.
Burek,
Yes.
Gipper, Johnson,
Yes.
Green,
Yeah.
Rain, Waller, yes. All right, Mr. Allen, we'll do a utilities report.
Good afternoon. I'm going to start off with the water loss is holding steady at 24%. Last month it was 24% as well. We continue to investigate partials of the water system that show no wells nor are attached to water. And we have
Can you
continually,
get a little closer to the microphone? please?
sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We've continued to find residents on the water system that are not known about to the township. We found a couple more this past month. There was a collection of disinfection byproducts per the state monitoring schedule. Waiting for the results to come back for that. The operators have started handing out lead and copper sampling bottles to be collected for that state monitoring schedule. On 6/19, Bemis Lift Station called out for a high wet well When the operators got there, both pumps were tripped out, and so they were reset and monitored, and they have not tripped out since. So we are still continuing monitoring that to see if it happens again. And then the operators have completed the first go-round with weed whacking around fire hydrants, which the township has 450 plus hydrants in the system. So they'll continue to monitor those and weed whack going forward throughout the summer. Does the board have anything to ask of the utility department about through me?
All set, Mr. Allen, that's it. I appreciate all the hard work that you're putting in. You're really doing a good job. I know it's hard out there, but thanks for all your efforts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll make a motion to approve the utility report.
I'll second.
Good second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, I have.
Okay. So, it came up in our last utility staff meeting. The operator let us know that we had to get they called it the CCR, customer, the acronym. Well, it's the 2024 Water Quality Report. And so we had to get this out by July 1st. We were able to get the operator got the report approved, and we got it to the printer in the nick of time, and we didn't quite realize that this is the time of year which we're also getting out the tax bill, which also has to go out July 1st, so they were pretty swamped. But we have a great printing company, so they squeezed us in. So the water utility customers can look forward to the 2024 water quality report from our operator for the township. So look for that in your mail. It'll be a separate mailing.
Right now, no, see, I messed up earlier. They made the motion to approve that before, and I messed up. We're supposed to do it now, right?
No, well, you can
Yeah,
vote
make
to
the
approve
motion.
the utility billing report.
Yeah, let's make the motion to approve the utility billing report.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, now it's me again. Couple things. First and foremost, I just want to express how upsetting it was to have heard about the drive-by shootings on Tuttle Hill a week ago. 4 homes were struck by gunfire. One took 11 shots. One of the shots was very close to where the woman sits in the evening, watches TV. Fortunately, she was not sitting in her usual spot that evening, and she, so thank God that everyone was okay. But it's very disturbing, and if anyone has any information, or the Michigan State Police post in Brighton, 810-227-1051, please report anything if you suspect anything or have heard anything. We'd love to find, I know these folks need to find out who did this to them. Thank you to the Board of Trustees and to the Election Commission for approving the combining of the precincts and the polling location, as well as Willis Baptist Church for allowing us to have our polling location there. We'll be sending out notices to all of our registered voters about the changes, as well as a new voter ID card to everyone. Reminder, Washtenaw County's cleanup day will be at Lincoln High School on August 9th. There's information, I have a couple flyers that I put up here tonight, and there's information on the website as well. You do need to register. Registration opens we request that you do. It opens on June 30th. And there's a list of acceptable items as well on the website and on the flyer. The auditors will be at our next meeting next month in July to present the audit for the fiscal year end of March 31st, 2025. As of today, the audit has been filed with the state of Michigan. So they didn't tell me what number we're in, but hopefully we're one of the first again this year. Yesterday we had our lunch and learn. We covered discrimination, workplace bullying, retaliation. All the office staff were able to attend, as well as a couple of the deputies. I'm looking forward to the parade Saturday, June 28th. It starts at noon in downtown Willis. There will be a car show at Willis Baptist Church, and they have refreshments, but Mike's probably gonna talk about that still. Okay.
Yeah, I'll talk about it.
That's it for my clerk report.
All right, make the motion to approve the clerk's report.
Second.
Stephanie Sever, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
And then I would make a motion to approve warrants 28395 through 28465.
Second.
Roll call Adams,
Yes.
Garrett,
Yes.
Gifford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Green,
Yep.
Crane,
Yes.
Wallace, yes. All right, got treasurer.
Okay. So, I emailed the cash summary and investment reports to the board, as I do every month. And as I mentioned earlier, the summer tax bills are going out. I know everybody's excited to hear about that. They're gonna be in the mail July 1st. There's one new addition to this bill that you don't usually see because it's a new millage that was voted on. And that is the Lincoln Schools Sinking Fund. So usually we just, in the summer tax bill, it's usually schools and the county. But, so this will be a new millage that you're not used to seeing on the tax bill, and it is, I think, close to 2 mils, so it's a hefty millage, so just be prepared, okay? And I also, if you haven't heard about it or read about it, I did go to the county website and I did gather some information about it. I put it in the newsletter, in the treasurer's report, so if you just want to even try to generally understand what that millage covers, I put that in the newsletter, which is included in the tax bill, so. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for the treasurer's report.
Now, I make a motion to approve the treasurer's report. Mike seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Just approve the assessors.
I'd like to approve the assessor's report,
That's included in the packet.
which is already included in the packet, right? So,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Farmland preservation.
Okay, we finally had a meeting. Well, it's our second one of the year. We should have had 3 by now, but the second one didn't happen. But anyway, so let's see, some of the general business that we had for the farmland. We talked about getting an update on Douglas Room Trust application. We had a farm apply for an easement, I think now it's going on 2 years ago, and we're kind of not happy with the county, who is going to be matching funds for this easement with the township's funds, and this has been in the process for 2 years, and maybe we got lucky on our first easement that we had with the Salters that I think we got through in a year. This is now 2 years, and they're just telling us this is just the process, and sometimes it can take this long. So we're a little disappointed for Douglas Room that, you know, this is taking a while, but it is what it is. And also, we had a discussion for 2026 ballot language. So the millage for the farmland got approved in 2016 for 10 years. So that means this is our last year for this millage. So the farmland does want to go out next year to put it on the ballot for a new millage. So we went through the ballot language because the current farmland board was not in place when that millage had been written, so we reviewed that. So we discussed that, and of course, it's a year from now, so we're kind of early discussing it. And of course, it will be brought, I think we need to bring it to the board for approval whenever that needs to be done. And the last thing is we collect for farmland millage on our winter bill. So we collected last winter for this millage. And the money has been sitting in our regular Bank of Ann Arbor, collecting whatever low interest rate that is. We want to move it, I addressed the board to move that cash from Bank of Ann Arbor to our investment fund because we get much higher interest rate there, and since it's just sitting in a bank, we might as well have it sitting in a place where it's going to gather more interest money, right? So the farmland board approved to transfer $69,000 from pooled cash to Michigan class investment account. So it passed unanimously. So now I'm bringing it to the board for the board's approval to make a motion, the same motion, to transfer $69,000 from pooled cash to Michigan class investment account.
Second.
We got a roll call, let's go.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Adams,
Yes.
Burek,
Yes.
Guernsey,
Yes.
Gifford,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Crane,
Yep.
Waller's a yes.
Okay, and that's it for my report.
I'd like to make a motion, oh, we don't need to make a motion. Yeah, make a motion to accept the farmland preservation report. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, so we get a second. Aye.
Yeah, Linda seconded.
All right, Keith, you planning?
We had a regular meeting last week for the planning commission. The commission had a cell tower come in front of them. Got voted and denied. North Star contacted me Thursday and gonna pursue forward, either in a lawsuit or we could send it back to the planning commission.
Do they have good grounds for a lawsuit?
After talking to the lawyer, she has grounds that we didn't follow our zoning for our zoning ordinance, and there was a violation of the Telecommunication Act of 1996,
What violation?
where you cannot take health effects in your decision.
Why did the,
So that's read.
why did the planning do that?
I have no idea.
Who did that in planning?
Commissioner Albers?
I don't understand, were we missing something?
Well, the law states, the Telecommunication Act of 1996, specifically Section 704, restrict local governments from denying permits for wireless facilities based on environmental effects and radio frequency RF emissions if the facilities comply with the Federal Communication Commission guidelines.